UFC 317 is coming up, and Charles Oliveira has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever, and nobody is talking about it. It's insane. So, let me give you a scenario real quick, all right? We got Topuria versus Oliveira. A lot of people are counting Oliveira out. You can't do that, right? You cannot count Oliveira out with the size advantage. I mean, Charles can crack hard, man. He sent Justin Gaethje flying across the octagon. Remember that. But let me give you a scenario here. Topuria and Oliveira fight. Charles wins, either by knockout, submission, or decision, whatever. But Charles is able to get the upset victory over Ilia Topuria. Charles is 35, okay? He's 35 years old. He's had his title run before. I don't really think he needs to prove anything else, or he should. If he wins this fight, I think he should retire right here, right now, on top with a good legacy intact. I think that's the best for him, and I think he's probably going to do that if he does win. And you might be like, well, what's so funny about that? Charles Oliveira wins and retires on top. That's just a normal scenario. Well, stay with me for a little bit, all right? Hear me out. So now, assuming this happens, we have a vacant lightweight belt. A vacant lightweight belt. Islam Makhachev has moved up to welterweight. Ilia Topuria lost. Oliveira retired. So no one holds the lightweight title. Well, what do we do now? If only we had two lightweights fighting soon. Two top lightweights fighting soon. Oh, wait. UFC 319. Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier is for the BMF belt. But if Oliveira beats Topuria, then Oliveira retires. I can 1,000,000% see the UFC promoting UFC 319 to be for the lightweight title, for the vacant title. And if that does happen, that would be the perfect play by the UFC because everybody loves Poirier and Holloway. So it's a win-win no matter what. As long as the fight doesn't end in a draw or something, it's a win-win no matter what. People want to see Poirier win a title, and people love Holloway. So either way, it's just a brilliant move from the UFC. And it's not like they're going to be the fake lightweight champion. I mean, these two guys are legitimate lightweights. Dustin Poirier had a war with Makhachev, almost beat him, and Max Holloway just slept Gaethje. And the best part about this is if Max Holloway was to win, then, Justin Gaethje, he had to shut his yapping because he's not getting a title shot after getting slept by Holloway, right? So, but you still might be asking, how is this so funny? I don't understand how this is so funny. Well, let me just go a step further, okay? Let me give you a little bit more of a scenario, right? Let's say the Holloway versus Poirier does get promoted to the lightweight title for the vacant belt, and let's say that Poirier wins. Well, if Poirier beats Max, Poirier is going to retire because, I mean, this is his retirement fight anyways. He's going to retire on top with the belt, as he should. But then again, that leaves the division in just a crazy state. Now we have Makhachev, who vacated, all right, Oliveira, who beat Topuria, then Oliveira vacated, Poirier, who beat Holloway, then Poirier vacates, and now what the fuck do we do? What do we do for real? I mean, all the hype of Topuria is dead. We don't have the dominant champion Makhachev, and for the first time in years, the lightweight division is just kind of screwed. And this isn't even some crazy scenario. This is like this. I genuinely think this has a good chance of happening. Maybe like a 25% chance of it playing out this way. Maybe not 25% chance, right? Because Charles and Poirier both have to win, and the UFC. I mean, the UFC could also make like maybe Arman versus. It sounds crazy, but they could maybe make Arman versus Patty for a vacant belt instead of promoting UFC 319 for the lightweight title. But I think that's the wrong move on the UFC's part. I really think that if Oliveira wins and retires, he should, or the UFC should make Holloway versus Poirier for the title. I mean, I keep saying it would just be so good. It would be such a good story. But if Poirier wins, it's going to kind of throw a wrench in the UFC lightweight division, right? Like, what do we do after that? You could do Arman versus Patty, and even still, right? I mean, it's just going to seem for a while like the champion isn't actually the champion, right? Another thing they could do though is Volkanovski is playing with the idea of ending his career at lightweight again. And I would totally be down to see that, hopefully he defends his title against Evloev soon. And after that, assuming that my entire scenario plays out, we can maybe see Volk moving up, fighting Arman, Volk versus Arman for the vacant title. That would be a great fight. And I think Volk could win that. But then again, if Volk wins that fight, Volk's going to retire as the lightweight champion. It's going to be a vacant belt again. Could you imagine that? I mean, this is why. I mean, it would be very funny. It would be very interesting, but the lightweight division would be so fucked, right? I'm gonna explain everything one more time, all right? Oliveira beats Taporia. Oliveira vacates. Because of that, Poirier versus Holloway becomes for the lightweight belt. Poirier beats Holloway. Poirier retires and vacates. Then we get Volk versus Arman for the vacant belt. Volk wins. Volk retires. Now we have a vacant belt. And now what the fuck do we do? And now what do we do? And sure, all of this happening in this exact way, probably a low percent chance, but I'm just saying, I mean, it's not some insane like fantasy fever dream. Like I feel like this is legitimately very possible, right? Because I mean, the question is Oliveira going to stick around if he beats Taporia? I don't know, and I don't think so. He's had his title run. Retiring on top, I think is the right call, but what's the call that he's going to make? I don't know. I can't say for certain, but I feel like he would most likely retire, Being 35 for lightweight, kind of old, you're getting up there. And Poirier, if Poirier does beat Max, we know he's going to retire. It's his retirement fight after all. And Volk, if Volk moves up, and wins the belt, he's definitely going to retire. So I mean, this entire situation has it has a chance. It has a chance of happening, okay? And it would be hilarious. It would be so funny, but the lightweight division would be ruined. But now let's talk about what would we do after that, right? After that, I mean, who do we have? We have Patty Pimlet versus who? Justin Gaethje. And we could do if all of that happens, we could do Patty Pimlet versus Justin Gaethje for a vacant title. But then if Gaethje wins, he's probably gonna retire too, so I'll be so fucked. But Gaethje's not gonna win. Gaethje would not beat Patty Pimlet. Patty would be the lightweight champion, and then he would be there for a while probably. But I'm just saying, guys, if that situation were to happen, it would be insane, right? Okay, but I wanted to pull up the lightweight division just for a little bit, just to see, what I'm talking about, right? So we got Arman in the mix, right? Oliveira, Gaethje, blah 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 blah. I mean, yeah, the lightweight division could be in some serious trouble coming up if this does happen. Now, what's the best case scenario? I said it in my last video. I did like a video called Best and Worst Case Scenarios for the UFC. I said that the best case scenario was that Taporia beats Oliveira. And I'm sorry, I love Oliveira, right? But you kind of need a guy with the hype of Taporia to keep on winning, So, I love Oliveira, but for the UFC's purposes, it is better if Taporia wins. Also, make sure to go like the video, guys. It would be very much appreciated. Plus, dip I don't know, just like the damn video, okay? That's all I really had to talk about for the Charles Oliveira lightweight stuff. I'm going to talk about the Usman versus Buckley stuff for a little bit because it just happened. But if this is all you're here for, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. But I want to talk about the Usman performance just a little bit. He was the underdog, being what, like 38 years old, I think. And there's a few things that I was a little bit curious about for Buckley's game plan. First of all, why would you not stomp the ever-living hell out of Kamaru Usman's knees? I don't understand. Like, if I'm game planning for Usman, my number one weapon is just going to be spamming knee stomps like John Jones style. And he didn't even go for one. I mean, I get that if you're trying to be respectful, maybe, but like, yeah, it just seems like the right call against Usman to just, stomp the H out of those knees. I mean, sure, he has to take like 6 injections just to be able to like file on Fight Night. But dude, Usman looked amazing. He looked like he evolved. His striking, not the greatest, but the wrestling, man, he was shooting power double legs and he was fast. He was incredibly fast. Like, I did not expect that from 38-year-old Kamaru Usman. I thought it was kind of like, Unk don't got it, no more. Especially, we've seen the stats of like the older guys in welterweight compared to the newer guys in welterweight. And it's like the older guys are like 0 and like in like 20 or something. But now we have this like 1 in 20. You guys know the stat I'm talking about. I'll try to find it if I can and put it on up. But yeah, Usman looked great. Now, what do we give both these guys after this? Buckley. Oh, what do we do with Buckley, man? I honestly don't know. I'm trying to think but for Usman, I want to talk about Usman first. I mean, if beating a guy like Joaquin Buckley, going to almost a draw against Hamzat Chimaev, I mean, I would not hate to see this guy fight the winner of JDM versus Islam. But then again, the welterweight division is just so stacked right now. I mean, we have Bilal, we have Shavkat, there's JDM, Sean Brady. So I really don't know what to do next. And obviously, JDM and Islam, they're booked up. So we have Shavkat. We could do Usman versus Shavkat. That would be a fun fight. We could do Usman versus Gary. I don't think that we should do Usman versus Gary. Maybe Buckley versus Gary. I mean, but I don't know, man, because Buckley did look good. Buckley looked good. I think honestly, he just didn't expect Usman to be doing blast double legs and being insanely quick. I mean, he couldn't really get up. It was it was a great game plan from Usman. Usman fought so intelligently and so perfectly. And Buckley, his striking looked great. He looked good too, but it just wasn't good enough, right? So I don't know, but the rest of this card was dog shit, if I'm being honest. I didn't even watch this fight. Did not watch this fight. I turned this fight off. I watched this. This was a pretty good fight for the card. It was a decent fight. Cody Garbrandt, you did his clip farming. This fight, dude, I turned this fight off. I saw this fight. This was the weird fight where he did an illegal. Was this the illegal move? No, no, no. This was the headbutt. This was the headbutt. Yes, in the beginning of the third round, there was a headbutt, and then we went to the judges' scorecards. It was a really weird situation, but it was kind of these guys didn't do anything until the third round. It was pretty boring, right? This fight, this was boring as hell too. I fucking zoned out of this. This was what I was talking about when Paul Craig, I think it was, yeah, Paul Craig did an illegal up kick. And a lot of people said that this dude was faking it because of his reaction. It did look kind of strange, I will be honest. But I'm not gonna sit here and say this dude was faking it. Like, he got hit hard with a big up kick. I don't know what happened. I mean, I haven't seen something like it. The commentators were saying they've never seen anything like it, but it was just kind of a weird moment in this fight, dude. Oh my God, such a boring fight, dude. I didn't even, I can't give you any analysis on this because I just didn't even I stopped paying attention. I stopped paying attention and I didn't care. But Malcolm Wellmaker versus Chris, yeah, this dude, they only bring this dude around just to get slept by upcoming prospects. I mean, I feel kind of bad, but crazy KO by Wellmaker as expected, right? He's from Georgia, so it was good, in the home crowd. But yeah, good win by this guy. It upped his stock. And this dude, this poor guy only being brought around just to get brutally KO'd. Like, nobody expected this guy to win this fight. He had no method to win, right? But this fight, I'm trying to remember this fight. I think this fight was pretty entertaining, but I'm not gonna lie, there were so many shitty fights that they're all just kind of. This fight was fun. I do remember this fight. This fight was pretty fun. This fight was pretty fun. In the third round, they started going at it. This fight, I'm trying to remember this fight. It was okay. It was okay. Oh yeah, this was the fight. This dude got slammed, right? Yeah, this dude got picked up and slammed, I'm pretty sure. And this dude just, wrestle fucked in, if I'm remembering correctly. And I'm pretty sure this fight was decent. But yeah, I mean, yeah, boring fight night. I'm glad I didn't go. I was thinking about going to this one, but yeah, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, why the hell did you keep watching this? Watching this video was about Charles Oliveira, right? But yeah, thank you for watching. I'm not complaining, right? Maybe I am entertaining. I don't know, but thanks for listening to my opinion, right? And that's about it.